Nila in the game now, defensively on the point. Let's see how they play this.
Here is Young, finds his spot. Young on the floater, puts it in. Trae Young with a miraculous shot.
Wow, what an incredible play by Trae Young. Defense broke down, nobody there to help, and Trae delivers.
What's good, everybody? Day 1 and day 2 of the NBA playoffs are done, and we are here to recap all the games, alright? But before that, leave a like and subscribe for more game recaps like this and NBA contents coming up very soon. I'll also tell you to check out my new podcast, The Dub. This game recap is part of The Dub. This is called The Dub Recap. And check out the first episode because we made our predictions for the NBA playoffs. And it was a banger. It will also mean a lot if you also leave a like on that video and subscribe as well to this channel. Alright, let's get on with the video. I will talk first about the day 2 games of the NBA playoffs because these are fresh in my mind. And the first game was the Washington Wizards versus the Philadelphia 76ers. This game was good for Washington. Alright, they played great except for Russell Westbrook, but Russell Westbrook was heavily guarded by weight. This is a spoiler, not a prediction, by the defensive player of the year, Ben Simmons. He had a hard time going up against Ben Simmons unless if Ben Simmons is on the bench, because it will be easily for him to be able to drive to the rim because Tyrese Maxey is guarding him or Shake Milton. But man, this was also a good game for Washington, but they lost because Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris did their thing. Tobias Harris night, man. It's the night of Toby. He scored 22 points. Am I right? 22 points in the first half, then scored 15 in the second half. Man, Toby was on fire in this one. Toby was feasting. The Washington also had a great game plan. Really good game plan. They were trying to make Joel Embiid go on foul trouble. But man, Joel Embiid is Joel Embiid. And if you know Joel Embiid is on fire, he will be on fire. You know what I'm saying? He can't be stopped. You have Alex Len, Robin Lopez, and Daniel Gafford guarding him. But man, that was an easy feast for Joel Embiid as well. This team is hard to beat. This team is hard to beat. And I have them one of my favorites to win it all. Man, I know this is still the first game. But if they play like this every single night in the NBA playoffs, this will be a tough team to stop. Alright, Toby had a great game because Rui Hachimura was awful, bro. He was bad. He was dominated. Alright, if you look at the stats, he scored 12, 5, 5 of 8 from the field. Rui Hachimura, but defense terrible, very terrible. Man, bro. Toby did his thing. Toby did work, and if he was the one guarding up, if Rui was the one guarding up Toby, and bro, easy feast for Tobias Harris. And this was a Tobias Harris game because it was something he needed to prove. Because last year Ben Simmons was out, so it was put on Toby and Joel to have the pressure on. But since last year was a fail, this was a game wherein Toby needed to prove himself that he could handle it also. So man, this was a very great game for Philadelphia 76ers. Also great for Washington, but this was really a great game for Philadelphia. Now let's go on to the second game, which was the Phoenix Suns versus the LA Lakers. Before that, the scary part of this game was Chris Paul going down with a shoulder injury. That was scary, but good thing he came back. But that was scary, alright? When he came back, he didn't play the same well or the same way as he would. There were times he would give the ball, he would pass it back, or he would not dribble the ball because it's shoulder injury. So that was the scary part, and I just hope Chris Paul would come back, or this injury isn't really serious, because this would be literally a big difference maker, bro, if CP3 goes out. Man, bro. And the good thing about this game was the effort of the Phoenix Suns, bro. It's happy to see, especially in this night wherein almost all the players were first time in the playoffs. Man, the Phoenix Suns, bro. Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, Cameron Payne, I'm not sure. But bro, these are players who had their first time in the playoffs and they did their best. Alright, we'll talk about the Lakers in a while. But man, Phoenix, bro, Phoenix, like Booker did his shots. DeAndre Ayton will be the X factor in this one because like Devin Booker is always wet because he's wet like Book, especially Devin Booker who's his Book, so he's always wet. Pause, but he's always on fire. You know what I'm saying? But man, DeAndre Ayton, this was the game or this was the reason why he was number one pick. Even though I know there's someone or other players better in the next draft like against him or next to him like Luka and Trey Young, but this was the game or the reasons why he was picked number one. He played good offensively. He played defense very well against one of the best bigs in the league in Anthony Davis. And yo, Davis had a bad game, bro. Like he had a bad game. Like if you look at the stats, alright, if you look at it, DeAndre scored 23 and 16. 23 and 16, 21 I mean 21 and 16 and only missed one shot. But yo, his defense was good. Look at what he did to Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis had 13, 7 and 2, 5 of 16 from the field. And you don't see like Anthony Davis doing that. This might be one of his worst or the worst game he had in a playoffs. And man, that's tough, bro. That's tough. But Leo, Phoenix is so good, and like if they could beat the Lakers in this one, this will be one of the most favorite teams to win it all. Like I mean it, y'all. I mean it. But man, the pep talk of what Monty Williams said in this bench, oh bro, it felt like you were going to like play the game, like you were going to play, bro. But like nah, man, like yo, that pep talk was so good. It really fired them up. Yo, this Phoenix team is very, very fun to watch. Now, let's talk about the defending champions, Lakers. Alright. First, we talk about LeBron. LeBron did good. Alright. Even though that LeBron is always the Lakers, they're going to lose the first game of the playoffs. It is what it is. But man, this game didn't feel like, they were trying. Like, they were trying. Like, there were times if you watch game ones of the NBA playoffs, if you're watching the Lakers, like, you know that there are times when like 2 or 3 minutes, LeBron's going to take over. Like, it's always automatic because he doesn't want like a very far margin of victory. But he didn't play like that. He didn't do that. Like he didn't do that. Especially like they played bad. Right? They played bad, and especially Andre Drummond. Yo, the Andre Ayton was the one. And Andre Drummond doesn't have defense. Davis is also like bad. Like not really bad. Like what I'm saying, he had a bad game. So like you still have Marc Gasol who won Defensive Player of the Year almost like a decade ago. So he could like be the one to replace Drummond for a bit for defense. Montrezl Harrell did fine. Alright. Kyle Kuzma didn't do a thing because he was trash. But like this was a game that was supposed to be near. But then their defense was awful. Davis had a bad game. LeBron had also a little bit of a bad game. Man, I don't know what the LA would do to back this up in game 2, but they gotta put Marc Gasol in for like a couple of minutes, bro, because like they need defense, and Marc Gasol is there to help them in defense. You can't have Montrez guarding a 7-1; it's too small, bro. So you can have like Marc Gasol out there helping them in defense so that they could have match it up. Especially DeAndre Ayton being the one, Drummond no defense. This gonna be an easy game for Drummond or not Drummond for DeAndre Ayton all the time, bro. Like man, this is gonna be tough, but this will be also a fun series to watch. Alright, now let's go to the Mecca, the Madison Square Garden, New York, bro, New York. They lost here, but man, if you watch the game, the crowd was insane, bro. Like very, very insane. Like man, it's like you were watching the game, then you are there. Like you feel like you are there, bro. Oh man, I miss those fans, bro. Like especially like the US is already going back to normal. We here in the Philippines, I miss people, playing with people or being with a lot of people, bro. Like man, this game was fire because of the fans and what Trey Young did in the last quarter, bro. Trey Young Yo, this was the first playoffs of Trey Young, if I'm right. Yeah, this I think is his first year in the playoffs, and bro, he didn't disappoint. And I like this game, or I like Trey Young because he could be the heel for New York. Like he could be like the new Reggie Miller for New York, bro. Like yo, he was the villain in this one. Like he did the quiet sign. Like he was the enemy in this one. Like the F Trey Young chants. Yo, this was fire. This game was bad for New York. It was good for New York. Like Alec Burks was the one carrying them because Julius Randle and RJ didn't play good. Because Randle, I think he got into the pressure like his first time. I don't know, but that's what happened to him. And man, bro, Atlanta. DeAndre Ayton, DeAndre Hunter guarded Julius Randle great. Like man, he did great. I know it was supposed to be John Collins or like Clint Capella be the one, but this was a assignment for DeAndre Hunter, and he did really great. We also got like Tony Snell also there who did his thing. We also got like wait, let me check out box score 1 minute. Yeah, Bogdan did his thing. Sweet Lou did his thing as well. So yeah, this was like a defensive game, but this was a very close game. Like it was fun to watch, especially Trey Young, especially it's his first game in the playoffs. Yeah, this was very fun to watch. And New York, alright, New York. Julius Randle scored 6 of 23, RJ 6 of 15. Derrick Rose did his thing good, but man, if you look at Derrick Rose's career, he has a lot of acrobatic layups. Like it's a criminal, especially to the referees, not to give him enough free throws, bro. Wait lang, zero free throws. Like zero free throws in this game, and he did a lot of acrobatic layups. Like that's crazy. That's very crazy. He also has jump shots and that's like that. But yo, not giving him free throws enough is a criminal thing to do. Alright, I don't know what they would do next game, but man, New York needs to find something on how to stop Trey Young. And I think that could be the work of like a Frank Ntilikina. Obi Toppin did also his thing. He made that core not top of that key three, start the quarter, that was good. And yo, Emmanuel quickly made New York fired up. Like yo, I saw a lot of things in this game. And man, this was a very fun game to watch. But yo, Trey Young will be the next heel player for New York or against New York. And I like those type of players because like it gives you like a story or like it gives you back the mood of watching the games. Like man, bro, like yo, Trey Young is Trey Young. Trey Young is here, bro. I'm excited to look at for to watch or like to see his shoes like in person because like the Trey One Young looks nice, bro. The Trey One Young looks nice. So now let's go on to the last game of the day, which was Memphis versus Utah. All I could say here is that Utah had a bad game. Like, you know, Utah, they're like one of the best three-point shooting teams this regular season. And if you look at that, they're one of the best shooting teams in this league. And if you take away their three-point line, I think it's done. Like, it's done. Alright? That's what they did. Memphis did, but yo, they couldn't hit 3 points. Alright? Look at it. If you look at it, alright? Bojan has shot 4 of 11 from 3. Clarkson, the 6th man of the year. Again, spoiler, not a prediction. Clarkson made 0 of 6. Niang is 1 of 6. Conley is 3 of 11. Like, yo, if you remove that 3-point shot, that's going to be tough for Utah to win. And Memphis is always that grit and grind team. Like, they're going to guard you heavily. Like, the thing I love about this Memphis team is like they are like a March Madness team. Like legit, they're like a March Madness team. Like they would do everything not to take an L. Like they would die on the court. Like they would do everything to be on that court, bro. That's what Ja and what Dillon Brooks did. Dillon Brooks was the man in this game. 31, 7, and 2. 2 and all, like blocks and steals, rebounds, and assists. I mean, yo, Dillon Brooks did his thing. I think he also guarded like Bojan or that. But Bojan also had his highlights, you know what I'm saying? Like he shot like, I think he was on fire in the last minutes. But man, this was a tough game, bro. Especially for Rudy Gobert, who got fouled out. Like, and again, the reigning defense, not reigning, being part of the defensive player of the year candidates to playing like this, bro, nah, bro, nah. Like, man, this was a tough game for Utah. Like, legit, this was a tough game for Utah. And man, Memphis is fun to watch. Like, Ja Morant is my second favorite point guard in the league. And yo, Memphis is very, very fun to watch. And it will be an upset if they would lose this one. But I think Utah will be on the up or will come up again. Or like they will make a balos, you know what I'm saying? They will have their revenge, alright? It was also sad to see because like before this game, Donovan Mitchell was out. Like he was supposed to play, but they ruled him out. And that's tough to watch or to see. Because like I also have their feeling when watching this one because like when I saw it, I had the feeling that like without Donovan Mitchell in the past few weeks or games, they were good. They were just they were like fine. They were on fire. So like some players like Boyan and Jordan Clarkson, but I thought they were going to win this game. But then they tended to lose, yeah, because they can't hit shots. But bro, I want to watch like every single playoff team to be healthy. Like I don't want to see injuries because like if you know NBA fans, if you see one player, they would be like they won because this guy is injured. They're like this and like that. You know those fans. So like yeah, that's the bad thing to see. And I hope Donovan Mitchell comes or is okay in the next game or is able to play next game so that this game would be fire. Seeing Donovan Mitchell versus Ja Morant, that will be fire. Alright. So man, let's go on to the day one games. Day one, Milwaukee versus Miami, game number one. This game felt like 2000s basketball, bro. Like the falls of this, the fouls in this. Like I think every player had like 10 seconds on the floor. Like they were laying down on the floor. Like yo, this was a very grit and grind game, and that's the style of play I want to see, especially with teams like this, bro. And if you look at the stats, or like if you look at the 3 points, Miami had 53-point attempts and made 40 and lose. And I think the record of a team that makes 40% shots of their 3 points in more than 20 attempts and like the record of the win lose is that 73-1. I'm not sure, but I think that it is. And since Miami lost, it turns into 73-2. Man, bro. Yo. Milwaukee is tough. Milwaukee is tough. Right? Milwaukee is tough. Drew Holiday was the X factor in this game yesterday. Like, yo, Drew Holiday did his thing. Like, Jimmy Butler had 9 3-pointers, which is, I think, not really made, but attempted 9 3-pointers. And I think that is the time wherein he was like, I think it's his career season high and his career high in 3 years. I think so. And yo, he couldn't make a shot because Dante DiVincenzo was guarding him, PJ Tucker was guarding him, and Drew Holiday, the X Factor, bro. Like he was everywhere. Like he was everywhere in this game. And yes, sir, even though Jimmy Butler made that shot to make it go overtime, yo, it still mattered, but yo, this was tough, man. And I think this was a good game because like Giannis didn't have a really good game. He scored like 10 of 27, same as Chris Middleton, 10 of 22. But Chris Middleton made that shot to make them win. But man, this was like a sign of relief for Milwaukee because they won with a team that is grit and grind and one of the best teams in the league without their star player playing great. Like it was the role of the bench. Like they were like, this team, like, if you're like a player, like if your star player goes down, you need to step up. Like these were the type of players that you see, like Bobby Portis, like Dante DiVincenzo. He didn't play great, but like it was Drew Holiday most of the time. It was Drew Holiday, and man, this is just also a sign of relief as well to all. I think both teams, because like they know already their weakness. Like this game was one of the hardest to predict because they are heavily matched up. Like heavily, like every player can guard every player in that team. And man, this is gonna be a tough game. And I think if this game goes to like 7, which I think it will be 7, that will be like a very hard to pick, bro. Like especially right now, I'm just like overreacting or like doing that thing. But man, this was a fun game, and one of the one of the like that feeling games to watch, bro. Like, yo, this was like if you watch this game, you will remember 2000s basketball, grit and grind, always in the paint. 3 points also as well. Yeah. Next we go on to Dallas and Clippers. Clip gone clip? I don't know, but man, what a game! The reason why Clippers lose this game, if you watch this game, it was a close game. Like it was a close game. But the reason why they lost this game is that Clippers didn't score in the last 6 minutes and 12 seconds of the game. Like I think if I look at it, I'll check my phone. The Clippers shot 2 for 12, 0 from 6 from 3, and 2 of 6 from the free throw, especially from one of the best free throws in the league, free throw teams in the league. That's gonna be tough, bro. That's gonna be tough. Yo, props to Dallas because like they played their hardest. But before I talk about Dallas, yo, Clippers, bro, wake up, bro. You lose this series? Nah, bro. You're gonna be a laughing stock in this league because like you did everything. Like you did everything to avoid LA Lakers. But bro, if you lose this game, especially against Dallas, man, bro, you're gonna be a laughing stock in the league, bro. Like you went out to get the easy way out, like the easy way to avoid LA, Suns, Denver, and Portland. But man, bro, if you lose this game, if you lose this series, I don't know what you're going. I don't know who's the problem in there. I'm not gonna talk about it. But yo, Clippers, I think they're just like firing right now. Was like they had like Marcus Morris was like one of the best, best 3 point percentage this season, and he shot 0 from 6. And like Paul George also had his game, but he was like trending pandemic P in like a whole quarter, and people think he played bad, and I think he played bad as well. If I don't remember, I'll check the box score once again. I think he played bad. Yeah. Yeah, he played bad. Like he played bad. He can make a shot. But he scored 23 points, but he couldn't make a shot. Kawhi did his thing because he's Kawhi Leonard. But man, bro, I know Marcus Morris is one of the he had the highest one of the highest 3 point percentage. Okay, but he won't gonna shoot 0 from 6 again, bro. He gonna shoot that shit again. He won't shoot that one. But bro, man, I don't, bro. What's wrong with Clippers? Right? What's wrong with Clippers? Like yo, Luka. I'm gonna talk about Dallas. Like Luka, bro, is happy. Like is very happy to see that Luka is still very young. I don't know how old is Luka. I think it's still like 20 or 22. I don't know, but he's so young, and we still have like 15 or 30 years more to see Luka play. Like I love seeing great players, great regular season players match up their play in the playoffs, and Luka is always that person, bro. Like he was the most unstoppable player in this game. Like there was one time whoever is guarding him, Kawhi, Marcus Morris, Patrick Beverly, Paul George, they couldn't stop Luka. Like Luka couldn't be stopped, bro. And yo, talking about Porzingis, bro, like you're the second best player in the team. And you know he's always been inconsistent, especially in the playoffs. That's what I say, especially in the regular season. That's what I said in the predictions. Check it out, podcast, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yo, bro, he needs to find like a groove on. He was okay in the early parts of the game, but then he was trash in the second, third, and fourth. So yeah, that's gonna be Luka. Dorian Finney-Smith was good. Alright, like he shot 4 from 5 from 3, 7 from 9 from the field. Yo, he was great in this game. But man, I don't know if he could still match it up in the next coming games because like people get to like chess. The playoffs is always a chess game. Like you miss a shot, like you not miss a shot. That a bad game, so you can fix it, so you have a better game in the second game. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Brunson also did this thing. Like Tim Hardaway was always on fire before the playoffs. So this was a good game. They played really really hard to get a win though, especially after the dunk on Kleba from Kawhi. And you know they bragged about it, and I think that's just karma. But yo, it's gonna be a tough game for Clippers if they're going to lose games like this. I still have Clippers in 6, so we will see. We will see if it goes. I think I said Clippers in 6 in the podcast, but yeah, I still have Clippers in 6. Next we go to Brooklyn versus Boston. Fans here were great in Brooklyn because New York is getting back to normal. And yo, Brooklyn, New York is getting back to normal. So yo, this was a fun game, bro. Especially like it's only sad to see because like Jalen Brown's not here. But man, Time Lord Robert Williams was the guy in this game. Like I think he matched the season high, or he was the new team high. Yeah, team high playoff stat for blocks. Like you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, he did his thing, but no one could stop Kawhi. No one could stop KD. No one could stop Kyrie, and no one could stop Harden, bro. Tatum did his thing, but man, it's gonna be a tough series for them. And Kemba needs to be his vintage. I don't know, but he needs to play the same way he did in the play-in. Like he needs to be that player once again. He shot 5 of 16. That's not good. And yo, Jason Tatum had 6 of 20, but he should have more shots. But I think this was a reason because like they needed Marcus Smart to shoot. I don't know why, but hey man, Marcus Smart makes his shots. It's good, but you gotta give ball to Tatum. He's the one. He's your guy, bro. It's gonna be tough. And if you see like this game, once they saw Jabari Parker, especially for KD, you know Jabari Parker's not a good defensive player. Is an easy feast, bro. It's an easy feast for them. Next, we go on to the last game, which was Portland and Denver. This was also a good game. I love seeing Jokic being aggressive, and he did this thing. But like, it's sad to see because like Denver is not healthy. Like I know people will say Jamal Murray is not there, but that's more than that. It's more than that. You have Jamal Murray out, you have Will Barton out, you have PJ Dozier out. Like those are 3 key players or 3 role play. Those 3 key players, not role players, 3 key players that they need, and that showed in this game. Like Portland had this team or had this game plan wherein we will double team Jokic or Porter Jr. because those are only your two big players or key players. And once you're double team, no one can shoot on that team anymore. Like you could give it to Campazzo, you can give it to Millsap, you can give it to Gordon, not Monte Morris. But man, if once they shoot, it's always sometimes a miss. So I don't know what will I do with this team. But I think Denver's going to, have a groove on. Yeah. Like if you watch this game, once they were on a roll, like they were going to make shots, or like they were on a run. Once Lillard subs back in, done. Dame is Dame. Dame Dalla is here. You know what Dame does in the playoffs. So that's what he did. Like you couldn't stop Dame, especially if you don't have a point guard who is like good defensively. Campazzo is good, but Campazzo is so small. He's so small. It's just like 5'10", but so Dame is like 6'3". So Dame's gonna be Dame, bro. Dame's gone Dame time. But man, those are the games from day 1 and day 2, and those are all my recaps for day 1 and day 2. Excited to see the next games. Tomorrow we have Miami and Milwaukee, Denver and Portland. But the games that will be interesting for us in the Philippines and for US, Philippines will be on Wednesday. For US it will be Tuesday. Is the 4th day of the NBA playoffs. It's first game we have at 7:30. It will be Boston and Brooklyn. Then at 10 will be Lakers and Phoenix. Then 10:30 will be Dallas and Clippers. I don't know what's the NBA's problem with that. I don't know why they put it in the same game because those are games that we really, really want to watch. We could have put it earlier, like around 4 o'clock. But like, I don't know about the NBA, bro. So yeah, those are my takes from the games or the playoffs from 2 days. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, comment. What are your thoughts on the games and what are your thoughts on your favorite teams? Alright, I'll see you all soon. Peace.